With the advent of the internet, pornography became, in a way that it's never been before, affordable, anonymous, and accessible. We call these the 3 A's that the internet brought about. And with this affordability, accessibility, and anonymity, porn use skyrocketed. And in the minds of many, it's gained a greater acceptability. What we once called hardcore porn, we now call softcore porn. What we once considered softcore, we now just call Victoria's Secret fashion show. And you, like me, walk around with these glowing rectangles in our pockets that work just as much as a portable X-rated movie theatre as they do a device to make phone calls from. Pornography is everywhere. But what I want to say is that despite what the porn industry would have us believe, right, that pornography is mature entertainment for well-rounded adults, I want to say quite the opposite's true. That pornography actually is a drearily predictable means of becoming bored and boring. And that it not only doesn't give us what it promises, it leaves us with less than we had to begin with. And if you fall into pornography, many of us have, or if you know someone who has, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, we don't go to porn because we're horrible people. We go because we have a legitimate need for things, you know, like maybe we're stressed out and this is just a way to kind of, you know, calm down. But it never works, does it? I mean, we go for excitement, we become bored. We go for intimacy, we become even more isolated. We go because we want to be free, right? I don't need to be doing what the church tells me to do. I don't need to be doing what my parents want me to do. I want to be free. But we end up addicted and enslaved. Pornography promises us adult entertainment and we become increasingly juvenile. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking that if I'm against porn, that means I'm against sex. No, the opposite is true. It's because I, and hopefully you if you're a Christian, are for sex, that you're against having an intimate encounter with your laptop in the bathroom. Big difference. You see, God has given us sexual desires, and these sexual desires should propel us to make a gift of ourselves according to the demands of love and chastity. This is a good thing, but pornography and lust, these things distort the truth, the goodness, and the beauty of our sexuality, and it never works. And so what I want to say to you today is a few things that you can begin doing to start breaking free from pornography. But the first thing I have to say is this: let's not look at freedom from porn as a destination. You're not going to wake up, you know, after you've prayed this novena or have worn this many colored scapulars and say, I'm free. No, instead of it being a destination we reach, it's a daily, sometimes hourly choice. So let me suggest a couple of things. The first thing we need to do is look ourselves in the mirror and say, I have to change. I have to change. We need to stop blaming the people around us, stop blaming maybe our relationship with our parents or the porn industry even, or the fact that I always got chose last for soccer, you know, and just sort of own it. Like, I want to be a better person. Like, if you're a young girl and you're looking at porn, you might be like, I want to be a better woman. If you're a young man, you might be like, I just want to be the kind of man who doesn't have to creep away from his wife late at night to get a fix from my phone. The second thing, set yourself realistic goals. It might be a noble sentiment to say, I'll never look at porn again, but it's almost certainly an unrealistic one. So I'd recommend this: set yourself a goal that you believe you can reach. And that might be, I won't look at porn for 2 days. I won't look at porn for a week. Because I think what's going to happen is that you might begin to see, maybe, that you have more control over this sin than maybe you were first willing to concede. The third thing I would say is become accountable. No recovering porn user is an island. We need people. So obviously approaching the same priest in the sacrament of confession, not priest hopping. And if you're a guy, finding another guy that you trust. If you're a young woman, finding a woman that you trust, and just be accountable to them. They're not there to judge you, they're there to love you. The final thing I'll say is this: we need patient perseverance. As St. Francis de Sales said, have patience with the whole world, but primarily have patience with yourself. So often when we get upset with ourselves after a sexual fall, it has more to do with our pride. It's seeing ourselves fall so low than it does us being upset because we've offended God. Trust in His love and His mercy for you. There is no sin, I've heard Mark Hart say, that you can commit that God won't forgive. In fact, the only sin God can't forgive, won't forgive, is the sin you won't ask forgiveness for. So don't be afraid, don't be ashamed. Run to the loving embrace of our Heavenly Father. Confess so He can raise you up and remind you of your dignity.